Oh, no, sir. Not yet. But we will get you there. Okay. Okay. Who would like to start?
Okay, I'm Rick Halle with the Gun Rights Coalition. Thank you for allowing us to come out here to testify. Let me start by asking all of you, do you support letting known dangerous people walk among us? Known dangerous people. I ask you this because background checks are to stop known dangerous people. If they're to stop known dangerous people, why are you letting them walk among us? That's your job to make sure that they don't. It's not our job to make sure it happens. Instead of making sure that they don't walk among us, you're trying to make us scapegoats by making us jump through hoops because you can't do your job. I've heard it said here that if it saves one life, okay, what if it costs one life? I know for sure that there was a lady in California that a background check and waiting period indeed cost her her life. Now, let's look at, I've heard the statistics, and they keep talking about these universal background checks, how they lower the crime rate so much in these states, and yet the states that have these universal background checks, they are well above the national crime rate average, whereas Oregon is well below it. It seems to me like we're trying to use them as an example of where we should go, whereas instead they should be using us as an example. All right, I'll turn it over to the next person.
Great, thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to speak. I'm Mike Chandler from Portland, Oregon. In Colorado, we were told that 40% of all gun sales are performed without a background check in order to convince the Colorado legislature to pass more gun control laws and the judge to even uphold those laws. After 20 months, Colorado has results. It's actually around 4.7%. And now those same people that were giving us those numbers are now here in Oregon. What about Oregon compared to those states with background checks? Using the CDC data, FBI, and the same methods as every town in Oregon, 36% fewer aggravated assaults occur in Oregon, 39% lower violent crime rate, 62% fewer homicides with a firearm, and 49% fewer officers are killed in Oregon than in states with background checks. Oregon is one of the 15 safest states for gun homicides in 2013, coming in at 11th. 11 of those states are states without background checks, and most are F and D graded Brady campaign states. Shouldn't those states be looking to us for solutions instead of trying to duplicate our laws to follow them? What about gun deaths in Oregon? In 2013, 84% were suicides, a trend that's been increasing since 2000, and the number of suicides using a firearm has been trending down during that same period. Just under 12% are homicides. Gun homicides have fallen dramatically since 1993, even though a majority of the public believe the opposite. If suicide is the real epidemic in Oregon, why are we using crime to push these laws? And those background check states with low suicide rates, they also have the highest quality mental health services, as detailed by the Mental Health America annual report. Imagine that, a measurable solution directly treating the disease instead of trying to control the very last symptom. Questions we should be asking: where do criminals get their firearms? We have prisons full of people we should be asking, but we don't. This should be something that we could use for an informed vote instead of speculation from outside interest groups. Or how effective was the 2000 gun show background check law? In Portland, 4 years after the law was passed, homicides increased 27%. Was it causation, or did the law just really have no effect on crime? Can I finish?
Thank you very much. And please submit your testimony as written testimony, because we'd love to read the rest of what you had to say.
I have a lot.
All right, great. Thank you.
My name is Todd Fox. In United States federal anti-discrimination law, a protected class is a characteristic of a person which cannot be targeted for discrimination. Discrimination is treatment or consideration of or making a distinction in favor of or against a person or thing based on the group, class, or category to which that person or thing belongs rather than on individual merit. This political body seeks to target a class of people, legal citizen gun owners, dare I say, discriminate. This political body does so based on the actions of another group, criminals. This political body, the Oregon legislature, lumps both groups together, failing to address the difference. The Oregon legislature would apply SB 941 to legal citizens who commonly trade firearms while target practicing, rendering them outlaws? Last summer, my neighbor's house was burgled. Among other things, a 9mm pistol was taken. If I was to house sit while he was gone, would I now be a criminal? One hunting trip, I stopped at a mini-mart on the side of the road to use the restroom. I left my hunting buddy with his and my hunting rifles in the truck. Would I now be a criminal? Finally, if I have a gun safe and my friends or family do not, and they ask me to store their firearms in my safe, am I a criminal? Are they criminals too? In light of the horrific shooting events that have made the news, we are not deaf or callous to the responsibility you bear. And I applaud you for taking action on this very serious matter. No one here wants to see another Sandy Hook. But like so many new gun laws today, SB 941 does not address the real issue, mental health funding. Instead, SB 941...
Thank you, and I hope you submit your testimony in written form as well.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So with that, we've got